quotation from a book. The title of the book is The End of Lawyers? Question mark. Published 6 years ago by Richard Susskind. And he said in that book that research suggests that traditional lawyers, as the future comes, will in large part be, quote, replaced by advanced systems or by less costly workers supported by technology or standard processes, or by lay people armed with online self-help tools, unquote. I am not likely to have a job in 20 years' time. Is what Richard Susskind is saying. But what I want to say is that this future, as John Legend says, I love music. This future began yesterday, and we're already late. Now, who is a lawyer? It's simply somebody whose name has been entered into a role as a lawyer and can practice law without going to jail for practicing law. Which means that if you try to practice law and your name is not in that role, almost like the road to heaven, you can actually go to jail. Now, the legal profession does what? Basically 3 things. Resolve disputes, advise on transactions, counsel clients on rights and duties. Disputes, we all meet in a courtroom where, with formal processes, obtuse traditions, arcane language, ugly dark dressing, wearing a robe and a wig, 21st century Africans wearing a blonde wig. Now, but at the corner of all of what you call the legal profession is the cost, because you are going to have to pay. And we have about 20 different kind of payment structures. There's retainer, hourly billing, fixed billing, which may be milestone formula or task-based billing. There's cap fees, contingency fees, success fees, which could be no win, no fee, or even a premium-based fee. There are discounted charges, blended charges, volume discounts, value billing, and guess what? Secondments. That you can charge fees by sending a lawyer from your firm to sit in your client's firm to work for a salary. But cost has become a critical change factor and a driver. We produce all of those voluminous documents, which in 1853, Charles Dickens described as mountains of costly nonsense. Now, as legal expenses have become high, clients are beginning to drive technology and move towards technology. So technology is going to form, and it is a key and central part of the transformation of the legal profession. Now, the way lawyers work has become systemized. We are now compelled to rely heavily on the back office, emails, accounting, admin, word processing, and also well-established legal research tools, Westlaw, LexisNexis, Ghana's own data center, Ghana Law Database. Now, when I was in school, there was nothing like that. In fact, I find out that the schools still don't have that in Ghana. Now, my son asked me, Daddy, how did you research without LexisNexis? In those days, you go to the library, you grab the law reports, sit down and read them. That future began yesterday when law students do not handle law books anymore. Who cares for the law report? It is on your PC. But in Ghana, we are still reading them. Now, in 5 quick areas where the law profession is going to seriously hit. One is online legal help. And that is what we have in Ghana, in data center, where all the laws of Ghana are on a database. It could be on your iPad, your mobile phone, your laptop, your PC. And if I'm doing research, Bernard, and I have to do a research into media law, I don't have to go and grab the book and find out which law mentions media law. And let me show you the trick. When you call me at 5 a.m. that you are going to interview me, I normally ask you, what time? Because I need time to pretend I know. So Bernard says 7:20. I am in the office by 6:30. I sit behind my computer, open Solon, which is the Ghana Law Database, which has all of Ghana's laws and decided cases. He says he wants to talk to me about media law. I type quotation mark, media, space, law, close, enter. Every mention of media law in Ghana law in decided cases comes up on my screen. So I'm waiting at 7:20, checking. Oh, this is what he wants. This is what he wants. By the time Bernard calls me, I sound like I'm a media law expert. It is 5 minutes. That's where the future is. Now, even this is not serious enough, because now you have commercially available online legal services. If you go to LegalZoom, you get legal advice without ever meeting a lawyer. I have done cases where I've never met a client. The Argentina ship case, I never met a client. No, I don't know how Paul Singer looks like. I don't know where the office of NML Capital is. They instructed me through a law firm. It was email correspondence. They instructed, do this. Sometimes they'll send a lawyer to come to Accra to sit in court as I argued. We finished the case. I still haven't met the man before. I don't have to meet him. The future began yesterday. Now, there's Rocket Lawyer, which they call Law Made Simple, which claims that they have generated 3 million legal documents. Now, there are sophisticated diagnostic expert systems that tackle multi-jurisdictional legal questions, and you don't have to meet a lawyer. Anan Ankomah, which is one of the world's biggest law firms, which has 3,000 lawyers. Now, more than 3,000 lawyers. Now, let's put this in the proper perspective. Ghana has a total legal population of just about 3,000 lawyers. The whole Ghana. Anan Ankomah has more than 3,000 lawyers. In fact, there are law firms in this world which can hire all of Ghana's lawyers and go to Nigeria and hire 2,000 more. Now, they have all set up, and now they are offering online services. Production of legal documents. I just told you, it's an offense to produce it in Ghana without being a lawyer. If you go to docracy.com, it's an open collection of legal contracts, and it teaches you how to negotiate and sign your documents online. Shake at shakelaw.com is an app that helps you create legal contracts on your handheld device. Do you really need a lawyer anymore? The future started yesterday. Litigation. There are artificial intelligence systems that are ranked to do better thinking than us litigators. If you go to one, there's a specific one I must mention, lexmachina.com. Lex Machina has gathered all 30 or 50,000 US cases on intellectual property. You don't have to see a lawyer. You type your problem. Lex Machina, the machine goes through the system and predicts how your case is going to go and prints out full legal advice for you. Based on US law.
Wow.
The whole big data technology, artificial intelligence, it is there today. The court, there's a fundamental challenge to the court system. If I live in Tamale and Bright is in Accra, and we disagree over a car he sold to me, we have to decide where he sold the car. Go to the court there, file, appear before a judge. That is ending. There's what is now called online dispute resolution, ODR, where we agree on an expert to check our matter and tell us who is right and who is wrong. In 1 year, ODR and e-adjudication sort out 60 million disagreements every year on disagreements between eBay merchants and purchasers. Wow. The whole US legal system, the cases filed every year is 20 million. So ODR is resolving 3 times the number of cases filed in the US court system. Let me ask you, is the court a place or a service? Must you really appear before a judge before your dispute is resolved? Or you want your dispute resolved? Look, Modria.com has resolved over 400 million cases for companies like PayPal and eBay. So the future started yesterday. We are already late. How will the legal profession catch up? Let me end with the biggest threat to the Ghanaian legal profession. Our biggest threat is not competition among ourselves. It is the big international law firms in London, South Africa, and Dubai. Because Ghana law is available for everybody to read, just like American law is available for me to read. The thing is English. The South African lawyer, when he reads the Ghana law, knows what your law says. Why should he pay you? So this is what is happening. They get the big contracts. They write the opinions and send it to Ghanaian lawyers to sign for $5,000. They might have charged $500,000 for the work. The big US law firms, UK law firms are doing it. When they saw business coming to Ghana from Asia, they moved to Dubai, set up offices there, and have cornered the Asian business as well. And we are sitting here fighting over drips and drops. We have to be awake to the fact that these exist. And if we do not wake up, we will get where Richard Saskin said, that we will be replaced by advanced systems or by less costly workers supported by technology or standard processes or by lay people armed with online self-help tools. Even choice of lawyers is based on computer. Word of mouth recommendation is almost dying. They go to online reputation systems where clients would have typed something about you. When I asked one, how did you come to me? He said, we analyzed over 100 Ghanaian lawyers. We went online, we read about them, and then we focused on who we're going to go to. And then they said to me, we are afraid that we would have competition, and this is the ship matter. We are giving you a list of top 10 law firms in Accra. Go and hire all of them so they don't take competition, they don't take instructions from our competition. So 10 top law firms were bought so that they don't compete on the matter. They don't accept instructions from any competition. So by the time the competition came to Accra, all the top 10 law firms were in our pockets. Wow. Online research. The future started yesterday. Wow. We are already late.
Round of applause for my panel.